Good day, everyone. My name is Marjorie Canog. Today, I will be discussing what a research paper is and why it is an important part of our education. A research paper is a written academic work that presents a problem, gathers data from reliable sources, and provides analysis and conclusions. Unlike simple essays that may rely mostly on personal opinions, a research paper requires evidence, proof, and logical reasoning. So the usual structure of a research paper includes the introduction, where the problem and purpose are explained, the review of literature, which presents what other researchers have already studied, the methodology, which explain how the study was conducted, the results, which shows the findings and the conclusions, which answer the researchers' questions. By the end of this discussion, I hope everyone will have a clearer understanding of what a research paper is and how it can help us as students. Let's talk about how to write the introduction of a research paper. So, the introduction is the first part of a research paper, and it has three main purposes. First, introduce that topic. So these are when you give background information so the reader understand the issue or the problem. The second is state the research problem or questions. Clearly show what the study wants to solve or to discover. 3. Explain the purpose and significance. Tell why the research is important and what contribution it can make. Meaning, in short, a good research paper introduction catches the reader's attention, present the problem, and shows the purpose of the study. Theoretical framework of our research paper. The theoretical framework serves as the foundation of our study. It explains the theories, models, or concepts that guide our research and help us understand the relationship between our variables. Think of it as the blueprint that connects our study to establish knowledge. In short, theoretical framework gives direction, supports our assumptions, and connects our study to existing knowledge in the field. So, why is it important to include theoretical framework in every research paper? It is because without a theoretical framework, our study would seem unsupported and isolated. The framework shows that our research is not just based on personal opinion, but is grounded in recognized theories. It also helps future researchers connect our work to their own studies. Next is the conceptual framework. It is like a visual map or diagram that shows the flow of our study. It is important because it gives a clear picture of how the study is structured. It's like a guide for both the researcher and the reader to easily understand the research flow. So, what's the difference between theoretical framework and a conceptual framework? The theoretical framework uses existing theories from scholars, while the conceptual framework is the researcher's own structure that shows how the variables in the study are related. You can think of the theoretical framework as the foundation, and the conceptual framework was the map that directs the study. the statement of the problem is one of the most important part of the study because it clearly tells us what the research is trying to solve or answer. It explains the gap, the issue, or the concern that motivated us to conduct the study. Why do researchers need to write both general and specific problem? Okay, it is because in general problem, it gives the big picture of the study, while the specific problems break it down into smaller, measurable parts. This makes the research clearer and more systematic. The hypothesis. It is a tentative answer to the research problem. It is prediction that shows the expected relationship between the variables of the study. In other words, it is what the researcher thinks what will happen, and it will be tested during the research process. The hypothesis is important because it guides the data collection and the analysis, making our study more scientific and measurable. The significance of this study explains why the research is important and who will benefit from it. It answers the question, so what, or why does this study matter? In short, the significance of the study shows the contribution of our research to different stakeholders. The scope and limitation. The scope tells us the coverage of the study, what the research includes, such as the population, location, and variables to be studied. On the other hand, the limitations point out what the study does not cover or the possible weaknesses that may affect the results. Why is it important to write the scope and limitation of this study? It is because it manages expectations. Readers and future researchers will clearly understand what the study covers and what it does not, so they won't misinterpret the results. The last one is the definition of terms. The definition of terms is an important part of this study because it gives clear meaning of the keywords and concepts used in the research. This avoids misunderstanding and ensures that readers, teachers, and future researchers interpret the term in the same way the researchers intends. Why do we need to define all words in our paper? So, not all words, only the technical, uncommon, or study-specific terms that might be interpreted different by readers. Common words don't need to be included. And that's it. Chapter 1 is a critical part of your research paper as it lays the groundwork for your entire study. Like carefully developing each sections, you can create a strong foundation for your entire research. I hope this guide will help you in creating your own research paper. If you find this video useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more educational content. Until next time, bye-bye!